You've got Claude Cowork, you've watched the tutorials, and right around MPC servers and subagents, you checked out. Not because it's too hard, but because nobody's explaining it to you. Most tutorials are built by tech people for tech people. They teach the tool from the inside out. That's backwards. It has taken me 20 years of teaching and more side-by-side testing AI than I'd like to admit that most tutorials teach tools, not systems, and those are completely different things. Here's what this means for you. By the end of this video, you'll have a mental model that makes everything else click. The kind of thing I wish someone handed me the first time I opened Cowork. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through all four with real examples you can try today. What Cowork is for, how to set it up, how to build workflows that work, and how to make those workflows run automatically. Everything I'm about to show you, you can do too. Let's start with the thing nobody says up front. Cowork is not ChatGPT with extra features. It's not Claude, but better. It's a completely different kind of tool. ChatGPT is built for conversation. You ask it something, it answers. Cowork is built for work. You give it a task, and it goes and does it. Sometimes across multiple tools. Sometimes without you watching and even while you're sleeping. That's the distinction most tutorials skip. And it's the reason people download Cowork, open it, and then just keep using regular chat mode because they don't know what to do with the rest of it. And yes, you're going to hear words like MCP servers and subagents. Don't let that stop you. That's just the plumbing. You don't need to understand the plumbing to turn on the faucet. Here's what actually helped me understand this. When you use Claude Chat, you ask a question, get an answer, and the conversation ends. And the next time you start over again. Cowork flips that. With Cowork, you describe that job once, it does that job on its own, on a schedule, without you asking again, and that's a huge difference. That shift is what makes Cowork so useful. Without it, Cowork is just Claude with a bunch of permissions you haven't used. With it, you've got something that can actually take recurring work off your desk. Let me show you what I mean with a real example from my own work. After finishing my script for this YouTube channel, I usually spot 2 or 3 ideas worth posting on LinkedIn. But turning those ideas into posts every single week adds up. So I automate it. I even had Cowork build me a simple web interface to run the whole thing. I open it in my browser, drop in the script, Cowork pulls out the key ideas and writes 3 posts. 1 practical, 1 personal, 1 proof of results. That's what Cowork is for, doing tasks that have multiple steps. Tasks you need done the same way every time. The real question is this: what work are you doing every day or every week that's repetitive, structured, and annoying? Pro tip: one of the most useful things you can do with Cowork is also the simplest. Just tell it what's bothering you. Describe what's repetitive and frustrating about your week. Then ask what it can do about it. Before you build anything, there's one step you can't skip, but most people do. When you open Cowork for the first time, it asks you to choose or create a workspace folder. Everything Cowork does starts in that folder. So, do this first. Create a dedicated folder for Cowork. Name it something obvious, for example, Claude Cowork folder. That's it. Now everything Cowork creates will live there. 2 minutes of setup at the beginning saves you a lot of frustration later. The second part of setup with Cowork is connectors, and connectors let Cowork talk to other applications. If you want Cowork to read your email, you connect Gmail. If you want it to check your calendar, you connect Google Calendar. If you want it to post to Slack, you connect Slack. Most of the apps you already use are in there, but don't connect things just because you can. Only connect the things your workflow requires. For example, my morning brief only works because Gmail and Google Calendar are connected. Once your folder is set and your connectors are in place, you are ready to build. This is where most people stop paying attention to tutorials, but this is actually where Cowork starts to become useful. Cowork comes with some built-in capabilities, things like web search, file editing, running code. You do not have to configure those. But the powerful stuff, the workflows that actually save you time, you have to build. That's where skills come in. A skill is a set of instructions you get Cowork to write once and then trigger with a single command. Think of it like teaching someone a procedure. You walk them through it step by step the first time. After that, you just say, run the morning brief, for example, and they know what to do. I have a text file in my Cowork folder called goals.md. It has my 3 priorities for the month. When I trigger the skill, Cowork reads that file, looks at what I've actually worked on that week, and gives me a 1-page check-in. Takes only about 30 seconds to read. You probably have goals you haven't looked at since you wrote them down. A skill like this fixes that. I didn't write any code. I just told Cowork what I wanted, answered a few questions, and Cowork built it. Now, before I show you the part that separates Cowork from the other automation tool you might have tried, if this video has been useful so far, please give it a like or leave a comment. It really helps the channel. And if you want more content like this, hit subscribe. Okay, here's the piece that makes everything automatic. But before I show you this, let me be clear on something, because most people get it wrong. Scheduled tasks don't take you out of the loop. You built the workflow, but you're still checking the output. Once you've built a workflow that works, you can schedule it. You no longer have to be at your computer for it to work. Cowork will run it at 6 a.m. every Tuesday, or every time a new file appears in a folder, or wherever you want. That's what scheduled tasks do. They take a skill you've already built and make it automatic. I have one that runs every weekday morning before I wake up. It's called the morning brief. I wake up, make coffee, and read it on my phone. I just described what I wanted once, and now it runs on its own. That's the mental model. Purpose, setup, skills, scheduling. That's what I wish someone had told me when I first opened Cowork. Not a walkthrough of every panel, but a clear answer to the question nobody really addresses. What is it for, and how does it fit together? Now you have the answer, but there's one more thing that determines how well any of this actually works, and it's not the setup. It's how you talk to Cowork once it's running. Most people are still talking to it like a chatbot, and that's exactly where the results fall apart. It's not about prompting better, it's about prompting differently. Click this video now to see how.